Hi guys, Amy here. So, end of the month is coming soon and my ass is broke. Also, from what I see, we can pretend it's a Halloween special. So I see you like when I talk about toy exclusive Power Rangers stuff. Well, the toy exclusive Power Rangers mode video is stuck in development hell for like past year, so let's do a midquel. What will you say if I make a video about toy exclusive monsters? But first, let me respond to some comments from my magnum opus, toy exclusive Power Rangers Zords. You forgot about Dino Rage Megazord. I did. PR Wiki has written in the article, it's exclusive to the toy line, but it doesn't have in the categories. The Jungle Pride Megazord did combine with Chameleon and Lion spirits in Jungle Fury. Yes, they did. The Jungle King Megazord actually came out. Yes, sorry, I'm going to guess it only came out in Europe and Asian territories, and PR Wiki just has a Western bias. You forgot about the in-space mode of the legendary Ninja Storm Minizord and the Megazord mode for the Turbo Falcon Zord. I did, that's true. For some reason PR Wiki doesn't include them in their list. Maybe it somehow counts this time Curex combined with the Mega Winger as a representation of that power. And I mean, Turbo Falcon Zord technically appeared in the show, but we don't see this mode. PR Wiki doesn't have this, but they have the Lantern Zord in Spider mode. You forgot the Dino Charge Redecos. I didn't. I don't technically see them as new Zords. They have the same name as normal releases, they're just repaints. Some were made to fill out space as exclusives, some being reference to early Power Rangers dinosaurs. Really cool, but technically not different Zords. Okay, so I feel those are all the comments I wanted to respond to. So, let's start with Mighty Morphin Season 1. We all know that Power Rangers was a smash hit in 1993, these toys were selling like hot buns. In their evil space alien lineup, the designers made the main bad guys, except Rita and Scorpina, as women are stinky, and some of the earlier series monsters like King Sphinx, Bones, Eye Guy, Snizzard, and many more. But as the series went on, they ran out of designs, so they needed to make new ones. Guitardo, Grumblebee, and Pytor. You don't remember Pytor? Well, it makes sense, since he was the only released G2 monster that landed on toy shelves, but wasn't materialized as a physical suit. Pytor's toy came with this Buzzsaw shield and a snake hood-like staff. I'm guessing that this Z-crest suggests he would have been one of Zed's monsters. His design looks like Snizzard, just with more spindly limbs, so I can see him being a retool of the other suit. Okay, so earlier I mentioned that Pytor was the only released monster, that's cause as seen on the side Green Ringer, we do have two monsters whose toys never left the prototype stage. We have this stout ocean snake mushroom dude, and a bird dog Valkyrie? Only photos on the side are black and white and they're just in the background of all the figures. I don't have a lot to say about them, other than that the Valkyrie dog reminds me of Galaxy Warriors figures, like he has the sunken in eyes. But hey fandom, there's some new Mighty Morphin stuff to talk about. So the Mighty Morphin toy line didn't end yet, continuing with adaptation of Kakuranger. In Kakuranger, all the series monsters were evil yokai, monsters from classic Japanese mythos. And even though lots of them appeared on screen, we do have a few guys that didn't make the cut. First, let's start with the guy that didn't have a Power Rangers wiki page for some reason, until I made one. Silent Knight. Released both as a minifig and a bigger action figure, Silent Knight is an adaptation of Hakumenro. Hakumenro is one of the bigger villains of Kakuranger, with a backstory related to Tsurihime, the White Ranger of Team. I'm not going to summarize the whole plotline since it's pretty big and spoiler heavy. But I can see why the monster was given a toy, it's just a barely white Shogun. Easy sell in a ninja samurai themed toy line. And I'm guessing we didn't get an episode with him due to how short season 3 was, cause most of the cast was focused on producing the movie. Other monsters that got cut were Calcifier, is a smoke cloth themed monster and an adaptation of Itan Momen. In Japanese mythology, Itan Momen were yokais which body was shaped like a rag, floating on wind. Most stories about them tell of them wrapping around people's bodies as they were running or riding on horses. Sometimes they were also used to scare kids to not play around after night. In Kakuranger, Itan Momen was adapted as a monster that debuted in episode 25. There he was a bike-riding yokai, sent to stop Sasuke from getting a sacred ninja scroll. Other than his sick ride, his weapons were mostly swords, machine guns, and laser beams. Calcifier also came with those guns as an accessory. I'm kinda sad it doesn't come with his bike, Bike riding monsters are great. PR Wiki speculates that he wasn't adapted due to the amount of heavy weaponry he carried with himself, but since we saw his suit on ABC auctions, we know that it was shipped off to USA. So maybe there were plans to adapt the episode, or at least have him in background. Next up we have Steamy Mini, also released in the MMPR toy line. Steamy Mini is a boiler pipe themed monster, which is an adaptation of Enra Enra. In Japanese folklore, Enra Enra are demons created from smokes and bonfires, so it's an interesting take to redesign it, with the monster being source of smoke instead of the smoke itself. In the show, Enra Enra appeared in episode 22, where terrorized people with its laughing gas, smog or fires, wanting to take revenge on Nekomaru, Kakuranger's helper Katbas. Steamy Mini toy is also a pretty good representation of the suit. It also came with his chakram as an accessory. From my research, there weren't any toy-exclusive monsters in the Zeo toy line, so we go straight to Turbo. There we get Hammeron. Hammeron is an adaptation of RR-Ree, one of the earlier series villains, who appeared in episode 3. In Kakuranger, Ree is described as Bozwok's best spirit beater, where he literally beats spirit into people, making them crazy and cause chaos. You know, a classic early series monster of a week. I'm guessing he wasn't adapted due to his power mostly interacting with civilians, and Saban was scared kids would see too many non-white people. But PR Wiki says that Hammeron also appeared in the commercial for the show, so the suit was either shipped to USA or they asked Toei to record some footage of him. Okay, so this is another bloke that didn't have his own wiki page. Cyprus is this little guy that was added to the Kraterite action figure, and that's it. Dude is just a piece of plastic added to the toy. I'm guessing this exists only because Bandai America got production material from Mega Ranger and saw that this little baseball ball looking motherfucker looked important, and that's cause he was. His Japanese counterpart, Bibidi, was one of the main bad guys, being the monster giantifier of the Neziregia kingdom. But he got replaced by the Satellaser in Power Rangers. Another job taken by technology. Okay, so let's move on to the Disney era. And there isn't that many toy-exclusive monsters anymore. Sadly, the toy lines got smaller, and for some reason Bandai really didn't like selling toys of the bad guys. Most of the time just released a few goons, the male general, cause remember, women are stinky, and that's it. Being as a monster of week became a rarity. Let's start with a character that technically appeared. Did you know that Zergain is actually a little ant dude piloting a samurai mech? Well, if you did, then you probably own this toy. This character trait is more important to his Sentai counterpart, where you know, it's seen on screen, the detail is probably another case of Bandai America working with raw Hurricaneger footage. Next up we have the start of what Bandai America loves the most, power-up repaints. I know we see Zeltrax's power-up in the show, but dude doesn't become this nice salmon pink. Okay, so let's do a speedrun since now we are entering the boring territory. The SPD toy line, singularly bad guy was Crybot, the main goon, but to give some uniquity they came with hats. This way you could upgrade them yourself into a blue head, orange head, or Broodwing! Yeah, this feels kinda disgraceful. Also, I don't think Groom got a toy since he's a Power Rangers exclusive bad guy, and Bandai America probably didn't have time to make him, because they were working on Deca Ranger footage. Operation Overdrive gave us this Snot Green Chiller. This isn't a monster, but Jungle Fury Yellow came with this little robot that turned into an arm cannon. Yes, it's another carryover from Sentai. In Kakuranger, his name is Robotaf, and he's a robot on which the Kakurangers train. And we also have a bunch of Disney Store exclusive multi-pack exclusive repaints. I will now give you a little slideshow, so I will try to talk a bit slower here. There is a bunch of these guys, all in different wacky color schemes. They all look really fun, the same as those sets with repainted Megazord minifigs. No joke, I feel this type of mix and match series and toy sets are pretty nice, since it can let kids imagine their own adventures where the custom-made team of heroes go on adventures. Okay, so let's get back to finishing the shit. Ripcon's upgraded form was released as a toy, even though he never got that upgrade in the show, cause it was another Sentai thing, where Raizo Gabi returned for one of the last arcs in the show. And let's finish it the same way it started. MMPR and 90s nostalgia. Remember when they made a Cobra Kai miniseries? I'm sure this shit was some money laundering scheme or came out from a fucked up contract deal. Other than people, we got these Skelepathy patrollers. A pretty cute redeco that I feel spends more time on collector's shelf as these goons that help Bones, instead of the intention of... I don't know jack shit about this show, sorry. Only martial artist show on Netflix I really care about is Baki. Okay, so that's my video about toy exclusive monsters. As you know, I'm always a sucker for that. And I love obscure, weird, and random stuff. How would you all adapt these monsters and their episodes? Please write in the comments. I still have material for other toy exclusive vehicles and ranger forms, so if this video does well, maybe we'll do that one day. Bye!